thing. Stupid thing. No. Okay, so obviously I have got my neighbors outside. I don't want them to hear me. Come over and try talking to me and social interaction. Gross. Okay, so obviously I have a huge issue with where this table is at, but there's nowhere else to put it in my house. That's why I was like, well, I'll just throw it away. I don't care about it, but it's a perfectly fine table. I don't want to just throw it away. So I thought about selling it, but if I wanted to sell it, I would only get maybe $5 or $10 for it at a garage sale. It's just a big box store table. So I came up with a really cool idea. I'm going to replace the top and the bottom part down here with a river edge table or river pour table. I've always wanted to do one of those, and it don't look too hard. I've seen a ton of videos on them, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Maybe I can get a couple $100 for it. This is my very first ever live edge slab. It's a piece of spalted maple. It was actually only $121 because it was a 50% off sale, so I think that's a pretty good deal. But it's got a moisture content of 6.7%. No idea what that means, but it is. So this is what we're gonna use for the table. I'm actually gonna split this so I get 2 whole pieces out of it, and then I'm going to cut it down the middle, flip them, and do the river pour, the black epoxy river pour down the middle. Pretty typical. I've never done this before, so I hope I don't screw it up because this is a beautiful piece of wood and I would hate to ruin it. So yeah, I really don't know where to start. Shit. Whew. Little Ryobi was struggling. All right, that went better than I thought. All right, now, I wonder if I should clean up the edges now. Wish I had one of those like wire wheel, like. All right, I think that's pretty clean enough. All right, phase 2. Rip it down the middle. That way I'll have 2 easier to use pieces. And then I'll go to the bandsaw, cut it this way. I'm so not confident. Okay, we're gonna try to do it in one pass. I got a 2-inch set about the middle. This is a bad idea. Little Ryobi did it. Yeah. All right, I'm lost. What am I doing? I'm just happy. This is not going well. Oy vey. What the hell happened? Crap. All right. See if you can see this. Look at that. Wow. What happened? This is going way too well. Is this moved? As I was pushing it through, I think these bolts were not tight, and it pushed it way over there. man, it was going so well, but it's fixable. It is. It is. All right. All right. Well, this is where we're at. That sucked, but it's just going to be a lot of planing, I think. It's the only thing I can think to do is just plane this. Just plane it all down. Get it nice and leveled, but I do like the way this looks. This looks pretty cool. All right, time to plane. Still haven't made a table. Easy peasy. Nope. I am so bad at this. So bad. First swipe. But it's not going to go to waste, so let's do the outside. A little bit of insurance. All right, so the molds are done, the wood's planed, everything's pretty much ready to go for the epoxy. Now, a lot of people actually put tape down in this. I've seen that it causes more problems than it tries to help. So I'm going to skip it, but what I am going to use is a silicone lubricant. So yeah, I'm just going to put that down in there, get the wood in there, and then I'm going to move on to a little bit of clear tabletop epoxy just to seal up a little bit of edges since I'm using a black epoxy. Just so it helps it from blending into the wood, because the black epoxy sometimes will dye into the wood and you don't want that to happen. I want nice clean lines. So yeah, let's get into it. So the tabletop epoxy is nice and tacky, so I think it's about ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix up the deep pour, and I'm gonna add a liquid black dye because I don't wanna use the powder, because the powder stuff actually gives you like this bright metallic-y look, and I just want it to look dead jet black. God damn, you gotta push really hard. Woo! Wow, a little bit of that goes a long way. Okay, second one's fully cured. Let's bust it out. No leaks. Duct tape worked. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, this ain't working very well. Try a chisel. All right, so chisel works pretty good, but it does mess up the wood pretty bad, but it looks like the only way I'm gonna get it out. Oh, it's just shattering. Come on. Come on. Nice. All right. Ha, sharp. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. It seems like such a waste of the melamine. Like I bought a whole entire sheet to do this, which is not cheap. It's like 50 bucks a sheet. And you just use it just for this one thing and then you bust it to crap. It's just, I don't know, it just seems like a waste. But I guess it's one of them things that just costs the project. Yeah, so I guess my next step now would just be cleaning up the edges. Just gonna run through the saw, both sides, clean up the edges here, and then sand. All right, so I polished it about as best as I can get it. At first glance, it does look beautiful, absolutely perfect. But it's when you start looking a little closer, you'll start to see all these scratches all over it. And I just can't get that, let me see, oh yeah, you can see them. See them just swirling all through there? And it's all over it. See, you can see them right up there. I sanded and sanded and sanded and sanded. I just can't get them out. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I guess just go back to sanding. I don't really want to do that. Oh, another really great thing. Crack. Right there. It cracked last night. Probably from how wet it was getting from all the wet sanding. Cracked. So I can fill that in, but at the same time, because it cracked, it caused a little bit of round over. It doesn't look, it's not terrible, but it is there, and it is a crack. I don't know what to do. Okay, so I've been thinking about a way to try to fix that big crack in there and all these micro scratches and everything. So this is the top. On the back of the top, I tried doing an experiment just to see how it would look. This, I sanded everything down and I covered it in a tabletop epoxy just because I wanted to see what it looked like, see if I could get that like nice look of depth in there and to see what the wood would look like with the tabletop on it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I love it. So that's what I'm going to do to the other side. That's going to fill that crack. That's going to get rid of all the micro scratches. I think that's going to work. So I'm just gonna wait a little while, let this dry a little bit more, and then do that. So it's been a few days. I think the wood is 100% dry from all the wet sanding and it's ready for a clear coat. In the meantime, I actually did the bottom as well. I sanded that all down. And not surprising, that's even worse than the top one. If you could see, the black resin bled and stained the wood all through here. You can see it just looks dirty and like oily. That's why it's so important to put a nice heavy clear coat over top of everything before you pour a dark resin into it, because it ruined it. I don't want to say it ruined it, but it ruined it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and sand these down with the 220 to rough them up to get them ready for a tabletop epoxy and see if that fixes anything. But one thing you're probably wondering is, what is a tabletop epoxy going to fix? Probably nothing. But I'm hoping it's going to make it look at least a little better. It's probably just going to make it look worse. This is such a shit show. All right, start pouring. So I'm just going to spread this around my fingers because I watched the guy from Blacktail Studios do it this way. So if he does it, I'll do it. I feel like I'm in one of those stupid comedy movies where you watch somebody get in one of those situations and they just keep trying to fix it, but they just make it worse and worse and worse and worse. And you kind of get aggravated watching. Like, you just think, like, come on, nobody is that stupid to where they're just going to keep making the thing worse. Here I am. All right, let's pour this one. All right, I think I did, honestly, the best I think I could. Now I'm just gonna babysit it, hit it with the torch every once in a while, and hope for the best. They're not perfect, but they are a million times better. I love them. I think the tabletop saved them. Yes, you can still see some of the staining, well, you can still see all the staining in this one, but it is what it is. I can't pull that out. I can't fix that. But I think everything else came out so much better. I am so happy with it. That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Now I'm just going to get this thing assembled and see what it looks like. I'm feeling good. All right, time for the top. Fuck. All right. Oh, she's done. Oh man, I've got so much money into this thing and so much time and so much effort and so much frustration, aggravation, whatever you want to call it. I think it turned out so cool. Now that this is finished, we're on to something that I've been absolutely dreading, which is post this for sale. And I'm not dreading it because I don't want to get rid of it. I'm dreading it because I just don't want to go through the hassle of selling this. Now, the best place to try to sell this would probably be on Facebook Marketplace. If Facebook Marketplace was a real person, it would be this.
Hi, is your table still available?
Oh, yeah, it is. Are you interested? But the biggest reason why I dread the whole selling process is I have crippling social anxiety. So when I think of somebody coming over to my house to look at this, this is the situation I think is going to happen. I see you rolling up over black Cadillac, high heel boots. Are you Terry? Hell yeah. Dude, you're an hour and a half late. Yeah, sorry, man. Printer ran out of ink. MapQuest got a little lost. You know what I'm saying? Man, where's this table at, man? Yeah, man, I guess just go ahead. Dude, is that a homemade Festool shirt? Hell yeah. Festool all day, every day. I had to make this one because I can't afford the actual real shirt because they're $199, but they come with a plastic box and that makes it all worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. 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 What kind of wood is this? It's Spalton maple. Where'd you get it? From a tree? Makes sense, makes sense. Use Festool on this only, right? Only Festool. What are you, don't lick it. I taste rowdy. Hell no. How durable is it? So you were asking $300 for it? Yeah, $300. I'm pretty much firm on it. Tell you what, I'm gonna do you a favor. I got $5 in my pocket right now, right here. Take it or leave it. $5? No, you leave it. This is why I don't want to sell this shit. I know, awful, right? But even with that, I am still gonna go ahead and post this because I do want to make some money on it. And until it sells, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it back where it was. That way I can at least enjoy the look of it until it does sell. Ooh, a text.